Welcome back to The Five. So is reality TV turning our female youth into something uncouth? A new study by the Girl Scout Research Institute, which is where they invented the tag-along, by the by, has found that shows like Real Housewives may lead to bullying among girls. Take a look.
Do not put your finger in my face.
You're gonna get my finger in your face, too.
Okay.
Don't really threaten me.
Leave her! Leave her alone! Who do you stop? Stop it! Who do you think you are? Leave her alone! Love and light! Leave her alone!
No.
Oh, here she is. Ashley. I told her to leave over here.
I didn't get feelings.
That was a great scene.
America. Anyway, the Institute surveyed 1,000 girls and found that reality TV behavior like hair pulling, wine glass throwing, and heaping blame on everyone else but yourself encourages the very same in real life. Programs that reward narcissistic behavior create pint-sized divas who see the world as nothing more than a camera, only focused on them. Is it no wonder there are scads of online bullies and mob fights in McDonald's? With parents checked out on drugs or absent altogether, the only role model left is a stretch-faced, thick-lipped collagen junkie who stumbles through living rooms chugging Chardonnay and swearing like a meth-head trucker. So while talk show hosts bend over backwards to fake concern over bullying, their own networks perpetuate the behavior because conflicts attract eyeballs and eyeballs make money. When I was a kid, the family we looked up to was the Waltons. They were dirt poor. They lived with goats, a milk cow. Well, actually, maybe it wasn't that different from Jersey Shore. I think the cow spent less time on all fours. And if you don't believe me, I'll throw a drink in your face.
So yours was the Waltons, mine was the Ingalls.
Oh, see?
Yeah, I rushed home every day to watch Little House on the Prairie.
Can I call BS on this?
Sure, go ahead.
There's no way you watched the Waltons growing up.
I watched the Waltons, and it confused me because I didn't know what era it was. They had a cow and a car.
My uncle
make
has
a
a car
decision.
and a cow now, and it's 2011.
But see, he probably lives on a farm.
It's in
He
Wyoming.
doesn't have a cow in his apartment.
Can I also point something out else? I got to think this study should go beyond just women. I watched my son watch Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
They're mimicking all that
What
stuff.
kind of a
that goes
father
on.
are you?
Listen, I can't help it. They love the show.
And on vacation, when I get to see what the kids are watching, they're watching this stuff, and they think it's fun, and they think it's real, and they get into the soap opera aspect of it. But I think it is so crass. It is such low behavior. The idea that something like Real Housewives is a hit show. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
just disgusting.
Oh,
God, how could anybody watch that show?
You watch it constantly. Here's the thing, though.
You love it.
No,
Wait, you love it? You really love it?
I've never seen it.
Oh.
And according to this
Oh, I
Girl
thought
Scout
you-
study that says these young girls are saying you have to lie to get what you want, I'm just lying. So maybe it has influenced me.
But here's the thing. The difference between Jersey Shore and Housewives is about 20 years in age. That's what scares me, is that these are women who are perpetuating this bullying behavior when they should know better. And it's purely because cameras are focused on them. And they're teaching kids
They want
that
the money.
the more you act up, the more famous
Because
you
if
get.
you don't bring the drama each season, you get kicked off.
Well, it's
so
just
they
like
know
this-
that each season they have to be more dramatic
But it's
than
just
last.
like this Real Housewives of Washington, where I live. This woman who then snuck into the White House.
Yeah.
Dana will appreciate.
Salahi.
Yeah, and now she's run off with the drummer. Was
From
it
Journey?
I mean, but it's just
Mario Speedwagon.
Neil
what
Schoen.
What
You know, I
happened to
met a
TV
woman,
as inspiring, as like
I was in
uplifting?
D.C., and my friend was launching her clothing company. It's called Epiphany. A-P-I-F-E-N-I. Yeah, she's a good friend of mine, a Democrat. We've been friends for years. So I go to this party, and I'm standing next to this woman, and I'm talking to her for quite a long time. She was lovely. But I realized after a little bit, one of my staffers walked by, and she said, by the way, that's the Real Housewife of D.C. And I said, who? I had no idea what she was talking about, and I forgot that the Real Housewives of D.C. was even on, and I think I kind of offended her, which I may have just done again.
Who cares?
They're awful people.
Greg, you go out to dinner with a group, and all the wives are saying, "Oh, I hate that show. It's horrible." But you see when so and so did that, and they all know.
Yeah.
And then they all go, we should be the housewives. And everyone aspires
This
to
is
be
terrible.
a reality star.
There's a study of Midwestern teens. These are my favorite kinds of studies. And they said that swearing on television leads to aggressive behavior in teens. Like it's almost like a gateway drug.
Well, it's modeling, don't
Yeah.
you think? I got to tell you, I really am concerned about the way that young black people are presented on TV, because either you're a rapper or you're a gangster, or you're one of these people who tells all those awful jokes with the N-word constantly because they can't seem to be funny without that word. And I think to myself, so this is what a young black man looks like to white people?
Yeah,
it's just the crazy.
we talked about the Waltons and the Ingalls, but the Huxtables.
Well, that's
that
a
was
positive.
a great American family.
Right,
I think I'm the sole voice, and now I know what it feels like to be Bob. But defending reality television, there are some good shows out there.
Yeah.
The Biggest Loser, and the one bright spot on MTV was Made, where they actually took the geek and made them feel like the most important person in the school.
do
But on the
watch a
Biggest
lot
Loser,
of
they're not
My
meaning
mom
to
yells at me all the time. She says, can't you watch something a little more
great TV.
edifying? And I say, you know what, I study all this heady stuff all day long. The Wall Street Journal studies. Sometimes I just want a little Novocaine for the brain, and I want to feel better about myself. And I look at these women and I say, look, I don't have those problems. I'm not a Botox, Chardonnay swilling freak.
That's the theory of the National Enquirer, which is celebrities might have all this money and fame, but their lives are totally loser, screwed up. They can't control their marriages, their families.
And then you go out and call the Pope a Nazi.
Yeah, there you go. You connected all the dots and brought it back. Speaking of television, do you know that McDonald's is launching an in-house channel?
This is brilliant.
It's the greatest
This
story.
is the smartest marketing tool I've ever heard of. You ever, you're watching TV and you bring a bag of chips or whatever you're eating. You're watching and you're not realizing how much you're eating.
Yes.
Well, you're eating, but you eat more than you would eat if you were just sitting there eating.
I once ate my dog.
Smart. What?
You went to what?
Nothing.
How brilliant is that? Eat more, watch TV.
Well,
Wait.
Have a conversation
What's on the channel?
Whatever. It almost doesn't matter what's on. If you watch
local
TV,
sport,
eat
like
more.
local sports
yeah.
and human interest stories. And I think McDonald's has come under the gun by this administration for having healthier food. So they're trying to make more of a family restaurant setting.
They could play and syndicate The Biggest Loser at McDonald's.
But you know who's behind it or involved is Mark
have, like, a White
Burnett,
House hat.
who did Survivor and The Apprentice and The Sing-Off. So there's somebody who's actually, that's fairly powerful.
Well, wait till Michelle Obama hears about this.
Yes.
Because, it's got to have subliminal messages in there, just as Eric was suggesting.
She'll ruin
to
that,
eat more.
too, because it's fun and good.
Yeah.
And McDonald's is the one creating all the jobs. But
Oh, that's right.
The Obamas keep beating up on them.
Oh,
Why?
At least they
get
got
out.
the health care waiver.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
You know what? I'm always struck in the supermarket that they have subliminal stuff in there to make you buy stuff, to make you go to where all the fatty foods are and away from the milk and away from the fresh fruit. It's not a joke. That's the truth.
I know exactly where I'm going, and that's to the teas.
Nice.
Coming up, I almost want to quit just for a day so I can do what a Marriott employee did when he quit. The video's great, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yeah, what